Most people think a hug is just a physical gesture, arms wrapping around a body, maybe a pat on the back, a quick sign of affection or politeness. But that's where they're missing something essential. A hug isn't just emotion. It's emotion. It's opportunity. It's a doorway into deep connection. And for the emotionally attuned man, it becomes a way of communicating safety, presence, and intention on a level most people never even think about. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to transform a simple embrace into an unforgettable experience, not through manipulation or technique, but through authentic energy and conscious awareness. This isn't about performance. This is about attunement. When you do this right, you won't just be the man who held her, you'll be the one she still feels. Days later, before your arms even make contact, the moment has already begun. The power of a truly impactful hug starts with what I call emotional foreplay, that subtle dance of energy and intention that builds in the seconds before you ever touch. It's when you're walking her to her car after a meaningful evening, or when you're saying goodbye after sharing something vulnerable. There's a quiet stillness in the air, and if you're tuned in, you'll feel it. Most men miss this entirely. They go in too fast, treating the hug like a routine formality. But when you rush through connection, you dilute its power. So instead, I want you to pause, just for a beat. Let your eyes meet hers, not with pressure, but with presence. Let her feel that you're really there. That you're not just performing affection, but offering a moment of sanctuary. When you finally step into the embrace, do it slowly, deliberately. Think of your arms not as restraints, but as a shelter. Make her feel that she's entering a space where she can breathe more deeply, not less. Where the world gets quieter. Where, even for just a moment, she can relax into you and let go of the weight she's been carrying all day. Your hold shouldn't be aggressive or possessive. It should feel anchored, grounded. When done with true care, a hug becomes a message. You're safe here. And let me tell you, when a woman feels that kind of safety in your arms, she remembers. Now, notice how she responds. Is her breath slowing? Is she leaning in just a little more? These are the signals that she feels you, not just physically, but emotionally. That's the power of attunement. You're not just hugging, you're listening with your body. You're feeling where she's energetically, and you're meeting her there without trying to change or fix anything. That's what makes the moment unforgettable. You become a mirror of her emotional state, holding space for it, not crowding it. Here's something that may surprise you. The most impactful hugs often don't last very long. It's not about duration, it's about depth. Even just 5 or 6 seconds of full-body presence can leave a deeper imprint than minutes of distracted contact. So as you release, don't pull away too quickly. Keep your hand on her back for just a breath longer. Let the moment taper rather than cut off. That gentle fade out, that soft exhale at the end, it tells her this wasn't just physical. It was meaningful. And here's what happens next. When she walks away, she carry more than just the memory of your touch. She carry the feeling you created. The sense of being seen, valued, and held in a world that too often rushes through connection. And it won't feel like something she got from you, it will feel like something you awakened in her. Something she'll want to feel again. That's the secret. You're not trying to make her addicted to you. You're helping her become connected to herself through your presence. That's where the real power lives. In knowing that true intimacy is never about performance, it's about presence. It's about showing up with your full heart, your full attention, and letting another person feel safe enough to do the same. A hug can be a portal to that. If you choose to make it so tonight, the next time you're about to embrace someone you care about, don't treat it like a task. Treat it like a sacred invitation. Be the still point in her storm. Be the breath she didn't know she was holding. And most importantly, be present. And if you want to go even deeper into the psychology of connection, if you want to, understand the emotional codes that help build lasting intimacy and make you more magnetic in every relationship, be sure to check out the free resource I've left for you. It's called the Emotional Connection Blueprint, and it's filled with science-based tools to help you communicate, connect, and create intimacy like never before. You can grab it through the link in the description or pinned comment. When your arms finally encircle her, you're not just hugging her. You're creating a sanctuary, a sacred space where she can let down every guard, release every burden, and simply exist in the quiet safety of your presence. This isn't about showcasing strength or performing masculinity. It's about becoming her refuge, a place where she feels emotionally held as much as physically embraced. Let your arms settle with intention. Don't rush. Don't squeeze right away. Let her feel the slow, reassuring build of your touch as you draw her in. That gradual increase of pressure signals something primal. It says, you're safe now. You're home. Let your embrace be the emotional equivalent of arriving after a long and difficult journey. A place of rest. Of release. And pay attention to the way she fits against you. Every woman's body carries its own unique rhythm, its own blueprint of tension and tenderness. If she's small, don't smother cradle her. If she's tall, don't make her shrink rise to meet her. You're not forcing her to adjust to you. You're adapting to her, honoring the body and the energy she brings into this sacred space. Your chest becomes her resting place. Let her feel the steady rhythm of your heartbeat. That subtle but undeniable sound, a sign of life, of groundedness, of presence, will comfort her in ways she won't be able to explain, but she will absolutely feel. But here's the secret most men never learn. It's not about how you hold her body, it's about how you hold her energy. When she's in your arms, let her feel that there's nowhere else you'd rather be. That your mind isn't wandering. That you're not thinking about what comes next. That for these sacred few seconds, she is your entire world. No agenda, no rush, just presence. Because that's the part she'll remember. This is where you create a shelter, a moment suspended. In time where her worries dissolve, where she doesn't need to perform, fix, or figure anything out. A moment where she's simply allowed to be. That's how you become unforgettable, not through intensity or seduction, but through the quiet, grounding power of protection and presence. That is the gift. And then in that tender cocoon, something else becomes possible. Something deeper, something I call whispered vulnerability. When she's resting against you, emotionally open and physically grounded, it opens a portal for something incredibly rare, authentic intimacy. A kind of communication that bypasses logic and filters and ego and speaks soul to soul. This is when you offer a whisper, not a performance, not a line, but a truth, something gentle and revealing. Something like, I've been thinking about this moment all evening. Simple words, but meaningful. They tell her that she's been on your mind. That this moment matters to you too. Or maybe in the quietest voice, you simply breathe out, you feel incredible here. Or this feels so right. Let the words come from truth, not strategy, because when your whisper is sincere, rooted in your actual emotion, rather than a desire to impress, it leaves an imprint. Not just on her ears, but on her heart. That's the difference between a line and a moment. She'll remember how your voice felt against her skin. She'll remember how still the world became in that instant. And even if she never speaks of it, she'll replay that moment more than once. That's the kind of connection that lives in memory. That lingers in the body. That becomes a felt experience, not just a remembered one. Because the truth is, people don't crave attention. They crave attunement. They crave being held in a way that says you don't have to be anything right now but who you are. So the next time you pull someone into your arms, ask yourself, am I truly here? Am I creating a shelter? Am I offering not just touch, but tenderness? Am I holding her body, her energy, and her heart with equal care? Because when you do that, when you offer that level of present, powerful stillness, you become more than just a moment. You become a memory, one that stays with her. One that redefines what it means to be held. And if you want to dive even deeper into how women experience connection, safety, and emotional chemistry, download the Emotional Connection Blueprint below. It's completely free and filled with powerful insights that go beyond surface attraction and straight into deep, meaningful connection, not just a compliment on her perfume. That's too easy, too surface. What you're doing is deeper than that. You're acknowledging how she affects your senses. How her presence doesn't just register, it moves you. It shifts the chemistry of the moment. Maybe you whisper, you don't just smell amazing. You do something to me. Or every part of you is so alive it's intoxicating. The key here isn't seduction. It's vulnerability wrapped in grounded confidence. You're offering a piece of truth about your experience of her, but without neediness, without manipulation. There's no hook, no bait. Just a reflection of what's real for you in that moment. And it's not just the words, it's how you say them. The warmth of your breath near her ear. The soft vibration of your voice. That close proximity whisper that bypasses logic and dives straight into her nervous system. In that space where your arms are still wrapped around her, Where the rest of the world falls away, your whisper creates a private world that exists only between the two of you. Even in a crowded room, your voice in her ear makes her feel like you're the only two people alive. But remember, timing is everything. Don't speak too soon. Let the silence settle first. Let her body relax into yours. Let her drop her armor. And only once she's melted into your embrace, only once her body is saying, I trust you now. Do you share your truth? Because these whispered words, they're not just conversation. They're imprints. Echoes she'd carry with her for days, maybe weeks. She won't just recall what you said, she'd feel it all over again. Your voice, your breath, the way her body responded. And in quiet moments when she's alone, she'll remember that feeling not with her mind, but with her skin. This is how you plant seeds of connection in her consciousness. Seeds that grow into curiosity, into longing, into the desire to be in your arms again. And now what happens next is just as important, because the way you end the embrace determines whether she walks away fulfilled or haunted by the desire for more. This is where most men get it wrong. They release too fast, step back awkwardly, break the spell. Casual banter, maybe a joke. It all collapses the intimacy you've built, but not you. You're going to master the art of the lingering departure. Don't pull away quickly. Let your arms loosen slowly, gradually, as if every cell in your body is reluctant to let her go. Let there be a space, a tiny moment where you're barely holding her and she could step back, but doesn't, where neither of you moves. Where the pause says more than words ever could, and when you finally do let go, let your hands be the last to leave her body. Let your fingers glide softly across her back, her waist, her arms. These tiny feather-light touches create phantom sensations, traces that stay on her skin long after your hands are gone. Sparks that replay in her nervous system like echoes. Make eye contact as you step back. Don't look away. Don't fidget or break the tension. Let her see that this moment has moved you too. That you're not immune to the connection you just shared. This is the power of a strategic pause, a departure that feels like the softest form of heartbreak. A beautiful interruption that leaves her wondering what might have happened if the moment had lasted just a little longer. That tension, that sweet ache of almost, is what makes your touch unforgettable. And now, the final piece, the sensory imprint. Your goal is not just emotional memory. You're creating a multi-sensory experience that her body craves to relive. You want to engage every sense: touch, scent, sound, even subtle temperature and energy. Yes, your touch is central. The warmth of your chest, the strength of your arms, the texture of your fingertips. But what else? Your scent, not overpowering but distinct. Something warm, clean, masculine. A cologne that lingers so that even days later, when she smells it again on someone else, in the air, or on her clothes, she's instantly transported back to you. The texture of your shirt against her skin. The temperature of your body. The sound of your breathing. The steady beat of your heart. The quiet exhale when she melted into you. Even the tone of your voice, its resonance, becomes part of the imprint. But here's what most men never consider. Emotional scent, when you're fully present, when your mind isn't wandering. When you're not performing or pretending, your body changes. Your hormones shift, your chemistry speaks. You release pheromones that signal authenticity, calm, groundedness. And she feel that. Not consciously, but somatically. She may not know why your embrace felt different, but she feel it in her body. She trust it, remember it, and crave it again. Because in the end, what you're really offering isn't just a hug. It's a memory. A sensory, emotional, and energetic imprint that says you are safe, you are seen, you are wanted. Not for what you do, or what you say, but simply for being here. That's what makes you unforgettable. The goal is sensory layering, creating such a richly detailed experience that her body develops a craving for the unique combination of sensations that only you provide. Weeks later, she might catch a hint of your cologne on a stranger and feel a sudden jolt of longing. She might hear a similar laugh and remember the rumble of your voice against her ear. Her body will have developed an addiction to the sensory cocktail that is uniquely you. The phantom touch phenomenon. Here's something fascinating about human neurology. Our brains don't just register touch, they replay it. Long after the contact ends, the nerve pathways stay activated. creating what neuroscientists call phantom touch, the lingering sensation that you're still being touched even when you're not. You can deliberately create this phenomenon with the way you embrace her. Use intentional variation. Let your hands explore respectfully light pressure here, a slow glide there. Let your palms sweep gently across her back. Then pause to rest warmly against her spine. Let her feel the soft terrain of your affection mapped out through tiny, mindful movements. The gentle pressure of fingertips. The warm contact of your whole hand. The appreciation in your touch, not for possession but for presence. Explore the subtle architecture of her shoulders, the curve of her waist, the soft skin. At the base of her neck, always with reverence, always with respect, because this isn't about groping. This isn't about control. This is about creating a cellular memory of your presence. The cellular memory of touch. She might be sitting at her desk the next day, when suddenly without warning she feels the ghost of your hand at the small of her back. That's not fantasy. That's biology. That's her body remembering you, because when you embrace a woman with this level of care, her nervous system stores it not just as a moment but as a reference point, a standard, a craving. The truth about unforgettable embraces. Here's the truth. Becoming unforgettable isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about intention. And most of all, it's about the courage to be genuinely vulnerable in moments of connection. Every woman has been hugged by dozens of men who weren't truly there, men who were thinking about something else, men who held her body but never touched her soul, men who hugged like it was a social obligation, not a gift. You have the power to be different. To be the one who makes her pause, the one who makes her feel safe, seen, and held in all the ways that matter. Becoming her gold standard. When you apply what I've shared with you today, the anticipation, the shelter, whispered vulnerability, the lingering departure, the sensory imprint, the phantom touch, you're not using manipulation. You're practicing intimacy done right. These aren't tactics. They're a form of conscious connection. A way of letting someone know that in this moment, they're deeply valued. And that, gentlemen, is how you become unforgettable. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more grounded, science-backed insights into the psychology of attraction and authentic human connection. Leave a comment below. Tell me what parts spoke to you most. Share your experiences. Your growth helps others grow. And remember, this isn't about seduction. This is about showing up with integrity. With depth, with care. And leaving people feeling better for having been in your presence. Until next time, embrace with intention.